haven't seen.
Sorry, man. That's not bad.
We haven't seen faces in a long time. It's about time we get rid of the mask.
Right.
Yes.
Not because of the way that you look. We don't do that in 2022. Haven't you guys learned anything from the pandemic? We don't body shame. We don't do all of that stuff because you'll get cancer. Crickets? So yeah, we don't talk about, we don't body shame, we don't do all that. But I'm glad to see that we got rid of the mask. Some of you need to keep your mask. Because if you don't know by now, and it's been 2 years with a mask on, your breath stinks. It smells like a bag of smashed assholes. So keep your mask on. And I had a really, really unique experience when this whole pandemic started. I was in my car about 2 in the morning. I was at a stoplight. And a woman walked up and asked me, did I want a date? But she had a mask on. I knew what she was talking about. But I wanted to know how this would work. You're wearing a mask because you don't want to catch COVID, but you're offering me blowjob for $40. Now, do you think I'm going to take that risk and get sick and bring that home to my family?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely not. What I did was, I worked it out for $20. I didn't do it for me. I did it for her. I'm a person that likes to give. So, I turned 44 on Monday. No, I don't look that. No. Listen, when you get this age, when you turn 44, I'll let you guys in on a little secret. I'm 44 in here. Outside, I'm 36. When you turn 36 for the next 10 years, you're 36. Why 36 is the magical number? I have no idea. So, my father calls me on my birthday. He says, Chris, happy birthday. You made it to 44. I hope you make a lot more. But it's time for you to go get that check. Check? What check? Well, you know, cancer runs in our family. My father had cancer. Your grandfather died from cancer. Your grandmother, your aunts and uncles died from cancer. It runs in the family. You should get yourself checked out. And I thought about this for a minute. And I said, Dad, what if maybe cancer only runs on your side of the family? And he said, what are you talking about? I said, well, you were in the service in the 70s. You were gone a lot. So what if you're not my real father? And my real father is 70 years old and he's healthy and never had any problems. My father told me, you got a point there. I'm not going to argue with you. So I thought I won an argument with my father. Until 2 days later when I got a certified letter from his attorney saying that he doesn't feel comfortable leaving any money to some kids that aren't his. And it showed me how much money I was giving up. So I thought I won with my point, but he really won with his point, because April 30th, guess what I'm going to get done? And you know, I don't expect any sympathy from any women, because my girl was like, oh, it's just an index finger. What are you complaining about? I gave birth to a 7-pound baby. Yeah, you're right. You did. I give you that. But don't chastise me about it. And she went so far as to call the doctor and offer to pay for him and his friends to go out on a night drinking on the 29th. Why would you do that? My procedure is the next morning. He's gonna show up drunk, hungover, trying to stick something in my butt. She said, I don't only did it because I want you to know how it feels. Okay, crickets on that one. So we got past that, and you know, we'll see what comes. I feel a little bit violated because I had to get this done just to get my inheritance. And you ladies don't understand. Men, we do not like this. We don't like this at all. Because do you see what I just did right here? For me not to get a prostate exam that my father wants me to get, I went so low as to call my mother a whore just to get out of this procedure. But it is what it is. So, I haven't been to Connecticut in the last 25 years. I used to hang out in Enfield. And I can tell you, I met 3 of the most gangster white bitches in Enfield that I've ever seen in my life. And I'm from Boston. They drank like fucking fish. They smoked like chimneys. They cussed like sailors. I was out with one girl, and not even trying to be funny, her name was Chris too. Her name was Christine. We called her Chris for short. So I was on the highway coming back from Hartford one day, and a guy cut me off and gave me the finger. Guess what this gangster white bitch did? And I can't make this up. She pulled a .22 from her boot and shot out his back window. I can't believe this. This is going on. And I thought to myself, I can't do this. There's no way I can be with this girl another day and not make her my woman. Who wouldn't love that? A girl that's tougher than you? I had to have her. And this wasn't the only incidents that we had where she had violence. I called her one day and told her I wasn't driving down from Boston to come to Enfield. What does she do? She gets in her car, she drives to Boston, she pulls up on me on my street in front of my family and yells at me. And I'm thinking, why ain't none of my female cousins doing something about this? I can't hit this girl. Why isn't there Vaseline and earrings popping off all over the place? But I think they knew that was one white bitch you didn't want to fuck with. I didn't even want to fuck with her. So a couple of weeks later, I did come down here. And my cousin Chuck, being the jokester that he is, decided to tell her that Chris is coming down here. He said he's gonna have sex with you one more time and then he's gonna dump you. I did come down, we did our thing. She went to the bathroom. I happened to find a butcher knife underneath her pillow. What is this for? And she said in a calm voice, Chuck said, you were gonna have sex with me and then break up with me, and I was gonna kill you. So you know what I was thinking? Yeah, I gotta keep her, man. It's time to take the condom off. This girl is great. But obviously it didn't work out because who wants to stay in a volatile relationship? And that was one of the 2 times that my name has been associated with Connecticut, and I'm almost died because I had to go to Florida to get away from this girl. And on my way back, I stopped in Hartford and bought some weed, brought it back to Boston, and this is back in the time when you guys were down here smoking Gotcha Vegas. So I brought the weed home, and I'm sitting there, and I remember like it was yesterday. I was watching Scarface. I had a blunt in my mouth, I had a blunt on the table, and I was rolling one. And all of a sudden, my heart starts to beat fast. So me being the genius that I am, I'm like, hey, maybe I'm too hot. Let me go take a cold shower. cool my body down, and that'll slow my heart down. Did that, didn't work. This is the dead of winter. So then I came up with the bright idea of, let me go outside and lay in the snow and make snow angels, and that didn't work. Went back in the house, didn't know what else to do. So I did the next best thing. I picked up the phone and I called 911.
Wrong plan.
Tell me about it. It took them 15 minutes to get there. And then while I'm on the phone with 911, the ambulance is coming down the street and I'm in the middle of the street waving them down. They asked me, have you been doing cocaine? Have you been doing heroin? No, I haven't been doing that. I've just been smoking weed. I finally get to the hospital. They say I had a panic attack. Who has a panic attack off of weed?
I'll tell you.
They gave me muscle relaxers and sent me home. And my mother said, I'll go get the pills for you. You stay here and relax. She goes to get the pills. She comes back home, puts the pills on my dresser. I'm not taking that. I did the next best thing. Lit up the blunt that I was smoking that sent me to the hospital. That's what you do. So that was 2 times that my name has been associated with Connecticut, and I almost died. So I'm glad we're coming out of the pandemic. I'm glad I don't see masks and all that. But I want you guys to know that my relationship did not last through the pandemic. I wasn't seeing my girl a lot. She's a germaphobe. I do this for a living, so I'm around people. And she just didn't like it. So we broke up. Fellas, don't make the same mistake I did. Talk to your girl. Deal with your girl. And don't hide your emotions because you can't hide it from anything. From anything or anyone. So, after we broke up and I went home, I opened the door and my wife says, what's wrong with you? What am I supposed to say? My girlfriend just broke up with me? No, that's not gonna go over very well. I also found out that I'm not as good as a father as I thought I was. I have 2 kids. I have a 22-year-old and a 6-year-old. And we've been going through this pandemic for 2 years now. Now do the math. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days in a year. Times it by 2. I'm 44. I probably have 30 years or so left. With all my drinking and smoking, knock that down to 20. Maybe 15 just because I'm a black guy. But I think I put my time in. I'm retired from being a hands-on father. They don't need me anymore. I put my time in. My 22-year-old can go. My 6-year-old can go. I just need somebody to give me a job that a 6-year-old can do. I can get some fake papers, and she can get out of the house. So I'm just like, I'm done with this. I don't want to do it no more. And it just weighs on you. So I'm glad you guys enjoy this. That's my time. I'm gone.
Yo, so I have some mushrooms acid and TCP.
I'm gonna get you a video.
Okay.
I'll take it.